Hello there. Hope you all had a happy Halloween. I know I did. Thinking on the doctor. Does the doctor even celebrate Halloween? Who knows? Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. I thought since my Halloween costume was the doctor, why not wear it one last time for this video? Viewing mode engaged. So, let's talk about the actual episode this week. Oh boy. No joke. My literal reaction was, holy balls. If I said that out loud, I can't believe I said that. I'm not even the type of person who says something like that. But anyway. Before I start this, I do want to say, spoiler warning, because there will be some major spoilers in this. And I really do suggest that if you get the chance, I really urge you to watch this episode first before I review. My review isn't going anywhere. So, pause it and then come back. Because, wow. Okay. Again, spoiler warning. Let's get into the actual thing. This was the Zygon invasion. We start with quick little tidbit recaps of what we need to know from the 50th anniversary, where he had the Zygons and the doctor made the Zygons question whether they were human or Zygon. Then we cut to new footage. That was I guess you would say. I think it was like it took place during the 50th. No, sorry. Twisting my words. I'm also trying to think on the fly, which is not a good idea. So, this new scene takes place between the 50th and the season opener. Two-parter, where Osgood dies. And we find out that real Osgood and Zygon Osgood have become basically sisters. They refer to each other as sister. It's basically which one's human, which one's Zygon, don't care. But she reveals that there was a operation that happened after the 50th, where I think they said 20 million? Yeah, that big of a number. Zygons invaded Earth. Well, not really invaded, but made a peace treaty with Earth. Because you see, for the most part, Zygons don't really want to invade. They just want to exist. But part of their way of existing is to take the form of people who they've seen, so that the two can live in harmony, both of them, without any judgment of how they look or anything, which sounds reasonable. And Unit even says, okay, we'll do this, but we'll set you in a special location and we'll keep an eye on you. And the Osgoods say that if one of them was to die, it would be a nightmare scenario and probably the start of an invasion war. But they do luckily have this box that apparently can help, but they leave that as a teaser for next week. We never really find out anything else about the box. But then, of course, as we know, one of the Oscoods died. Was it the Zygon? Was it the human? Basically, the show takes a don't know, don't care policy with it so far. And so we see the remaining Osgood, who we later find out is in New Mexico. But she texts the doctor. Nightmare scenario. And the doctor's like, oh, what are we gonna do? So he comes to Earth, and he talks to the Zygon commanders, which are posing as twin little girls, while he's trying to get Claire on the phone. And as he's talking to them, they get kidnapped by other Zygons. Flash to Clara. She finds a boy that she's apparently friends with, who lives in the same neighborhood complex apartment. And she helps him out, kind of. Ends up meeting his parents, saying that he's looking for them, but they're acting a little weird. Well, then she finally gets the doctor's call. The doctor meets up with Kate Stewart, Brigadier Kate Stewart. And so they find out what's going on, what I just told you, and then they find the actual control center for the Zygons. After using that to sense where all the Zygons are and their feelings, and he notices that basically this isn't all of Zygon rebelling. It's only a mere little faction. And from there, the episode basically splits into three. We have Kate Stewart investigating a tip involving Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Then we have Clara and Kate Stewart's, I think she's her assistant, military people. Military people trying to get rid of the Zygon base. The Doctor is trying to save Osgood, who's been kidnapped by the Zygons. And until we reach the end, the rest of the episode just keeps going between the three, so I'll mention each one by itself, but I'll try to be quick. And I'll go in order that I told you. So Kate Stewart is in New Mexico. She's gone there to investigate. And she finds a local sheriff. I didn't want to believe it, but I kind of knew right away that the sheriff was going to be a Zygon. But they get the whole story about how the Zygons were living there in peace. But then tensions started to rise like they do. And a couple people got killed. Then the Zygons revealed themselves, and that's when shit really hit the fan. And tons of humans died. Basically, it looks like all of the population are true the consequences. Humans died that weren't Zygons. And we find more about what's going on and how it all started. And then we find out that the sheriff that she's been talking to is a Zygon. And then let's go to Clara and Kate Stewart's assistant. The two stop by Clara's house to pick up a few things. Then they stumble upon a Zygon transport to the basement. They get back to the base, investigate, find out it's a common thing, go back with soldiers to teleport down. Oh, I said over. I just mean like take the lift down. And soldiers, Clara, and the assistant go to investigate. They find pods. Clara says that they're gestating pods and that they're still forming Zygons and we need to kill them all. But the sister's like, wait a minute, that's not how Zygons work. And then we find out that ever since that thing happened with the kids' parents that were acting weird, Clara's been a Zygon. Which, that one I did not see coming. I also did not see coming that it was a trap and that all the soldiers and the assistant die. Which in my mind, I'm like, oh great, fine. Another person who looked like they could be a good companion killed off. Great. So that happens, and then we cut to the doctor, where the soldiers are going into the base. Well, first they try to do a drone attack, but then the woman who's driving the drone, her family shows up. So then they try to go into They try to go into there with men, but then in a sneaky move, the Zygons take the form of their mothers. Every little bastards. So, yeah, they trick them and kill them. Well, the doctor and the head military woman go in the back, find out a little bit more of the Zygon plant, and the doctor rescues Osgood. And they're on their way home, in the presidential plane, I might add, talking to a surviving Zygon, saying, "What's your plan?" And basically, their plan is to not have to hide in human skin and basically conquer Earth. Of course. But it's very creepy the way that he says it, and it does look like they're kind of doomed. Especially since we then cut to Clara, Zygon Clara, who's in the unit base. She grabs something, which we later find out is a rocket launcher. She contacts the Zygon that was with Kate Stewart, which I'm calling it now. Kate took down the Zygon, and she's pretending to be a Zygon. And then we see Zygon Clara with the rocket launcher pointed at the doctor's plane, and she shoots. But not before telling the doctor that she is a Zygon, and that everyone that he knows is dead, which we know is the case. But anyway, a whole bunch of crap happened in this episode. That's why this is a really long review. I hope I don't have to split it up into 2 parts. Needless to say, I really liked it. I can't wait to see what happens in part 2. Till then, see you guys.